Hi guys, welcome to another video. Today we're going to be covering basic commands in Linux. Try and keep you guys navigating around the terminal. I know it seems convenient, and you ask yourself, well, why would you use the terminal when you can use the GUI or the mouse or anything like that. But when you're using programs such as Mmap, Metasploit, and various other tools, they all use the command prompt terminal. And as you get further on in your career or get better at penetration testing, you'll find your terminal is actually easier to navigate and easier to use than navigating the GUI. Anyway, if you stick to the GUI, the graphical user interfaces, you'll find yourself severely sort of I can't think of the word, impeded by that lack of ability to use the terminal. So without further ado, let's get into the basics of the file commands. Now you see on the left here, I've got this off of Google. You can quite easily find this on Google. I'll put this link in the description anyway, but this is just a list of basic file commands that you'll find on Google. We're only going to do one half today. I'll do the other half in another session, because well, that alone will take a good 10 minutes just explaining that and trying to wrap your head around it. So without further ado, we're going to crack on. So start with ls. ls lists all the directories and files within your current location. So if I do that, you can see directory, file, directory, and so on. Okay. Now if I say ls dash la, we have even more information. So this command shows hidden files, so we get additional files. So all these kind of things like this here, this wasn't showing up before. Don't worry about all this information on this side now. For now, we'll cover all this on another video. For now, all I want you to know is list and list extra information within that directory. List all, I think it is. So change directory. So cd. So let's clear this. Clear. So cd means change directory. So let's have a look at what we've got in our current directory. Okay, so we'll change directory into documents. So cd documents. Now if I hit the tab button twice, or I could do it, oh yeah, you do it twice, you get an option of files and directories that match the two letters here. So that's tab on the keyboard. Now I want to go to documents, so if I put do, so put doc and tab, it will auto complete for me. That's a nice little handy feature Linux has. So for instance, if I wanted to if I wanted to open Greenpunk Reds, which I won't do, instead of having to type the whole word, I can tab, auto completes, nice and easy. So ls, what's in here? Nothing in there, because I don't do any work. There we go. So if you go to present working directory, okay. So in one of our previous videos, we were talking about the Picardy Linux file structure. So if you ever get lost within that file structure, you don't know where you are, or for instance you manage to gain a shell within a vulnerable machine and you don't know exactly where you are, if you do the present working directory command, it tells you exactly where you are on the file system. So as you can see, I'm in the home Kali directory. If you just backpedal one actually, I forgot to tell you. So on change directory, if I go ... and then / that brings me up one level. So if I go present working directory now, you'll see that I'm actually in home. And if I ls, you'll see Kali. So let's cd back to there. So another feature is change directory. So if you just change directory by yourself, you'll go back to your home folder for that user. So for instance, if I change directory to something random, I can't do root, etc. So I'm completely different now. So we're random on the file system. Now, if I change directory to nothing, it'll take me back to my home folder. So if you ever get lost, just cd back to your home folder. Nice and easy. So then we have make directory. So this is to make a folder. So on Windows it'd be right click new folder. in Linux it's mkdir, so make directory, and then whatever you want, so test. Boom. We've made a little folder called test. What's the other one? Remove file. So okay, we're going to test. So cd test, and then we'll touch. So this is touch is like make a file. Just makes a file. Nothing in it. Just makes a file named whatever you want to name it. So touch. Go test. So if we ls again. So we have a file called test within the directory test. Okay. So to remove the file, it's rm test, or I should also complete that. Test. Boom. Gone. There we go. Nice. Remove file, remove directory. Oh yeah, so if you want to remove a directory, you can't just remove test. It gets upset. So what you need to do is remove recursively, and that will remove everything in test. There you go. No clear. And then remove file, force remove, force directory. That's I think of this. I don't know what that does, to be honest with you. I think it just forces any questions. So sometimes if you'll have other files within the directory that are run by various users, but if you're a root user, you can force remove it. So automatically remove everything within that directory. Yeah, so force remove. Next. So it says here, don't ever do this. So it says here, remove -rf. So remove recursively force root folder. So basically it says here, make your computer faster. Don't ever do that. You'll be installing a new version of Kali and you won't know what happened. So if you do that and press enter, you're an idiot. Don't do it. Don't even pretend to do it. You'll be in a world of pain. There'll be fresh install of Kali Linux. Basically what it does, so if I go to cd that, this is the top folder for the entire file system. So as you've seen in the previous video, that is essentially all the files are stored within this here, which is root, the top level folder. Now if I do remove top level folder, or should I say do it properly, if I do that, I'm basically saying kill the file system, so delete everything ever. So yeah, don't do it. Anyway, so back to job at hand. So what we're going to do, we'll make directory again, test, then we're going to change into that test, ls, nothing in there. So if we go over here to copy file, we do some copy files, so we now need to make a file to copy. So we go touch, test, now we're going to go cp, so this is copy the file you want to copy, so it's test. Now we can name it anything we want, so we can go please make me come on, sing well. There you go, boom, there you go, please make me please well, sing well. Move, there you go. So move has a couple of functions, or ways you can use it, I should say. So if I want to cut, for instance, it's essentially the same as cut. So if I want to cut test into a directory above myself, so if I do cut and then cut that, so that means move this file from test into the folder above me. So if I do that, I'll see what I mean. Well, maybe not. What does it do? Check out working. Okay, so that's a bit of poking around. I think it's because I was trying to move test into a test folder and test. It was just getting confused. So what I've done, we do it with please make me sing well. So if I do move, please make me sing well. Here we go, sing well. Then ... That's basically saying back one folder. Do that. Then we ... ourselves. Then we go hello. There you go. We have the file. Please make me sing well. There we go. So back into test. I want to remove that actually. Please make me sing well. And then we go. Change directory into test again. Test. ls. So yes, move. We can also use move to rename a file. So this touch test, then move test to testy. There we go. Boom. Just check. It's all it's done. It's renamed the file. So then we go to ln. Okay, so now do a symbolic link. So symbolic link is ln. So I'll have to create a file first. So touch test. We'll put something in test. So echo, whatever we want. Please give the world Ralph. Come on, Ralph. Big There you go. So we direct that. So that there, these two arrows there, is to direct into a file. So that is append. That means to overwrite. So we can overwrite this time. So test. So that's going to echo that into test. If we cat test, what we just put there, let's come into there. Now if we want to overwrite that, we can do this by going. So please give the world and rehearse. Does it one actually? That's easy one. 1, 2, 3. Boom. There you go. So cat. No, sorry. What am I doing? Echo dash. So this will overwrite. What am I doing? Echo that into test. This will overwrite what we just put in there. So the cat is open essentially. Cat test 1, 2, 3. So if we append, we'll do append something to a file. Echo. Right, put Ralph Wiggum back in there. Please give Ralph Wig his cat back. Yep, that'll do. Now this will append now. So this here will append. So if you go to test, maybe cat test. There we go. So now we have our file. We've done a bit of echoing and a bit of input. So what we want to do now is we want to create a symbolic link. So a symbolic link essentially is a shortcut. So if we L-S test symbolic link, I probably know why actually. Test 1. So that's created a symbolic link. Now you'll see two files in there. If I go to that, this is the folder. Where was I? Documents. It was in test, wasn't it? Test. Open folder. You'll see that's a little shortcut arrow. So I double click on that. Boom. There we go. Shortcut to the file. Now if I edit this file, get rid of that. Save. Get rid of that. Here we go. That's essentially all it is. A little symbolic link. Just think of it as a shortcut in Windows. Okay, so we've got next touch, done cat. Output the contents of the file. Okay, just a quick little look. So yeah, so more test is, from what I can tell, essentially cat test. It must be I don't know, less. Try less. So we'll see what less does. Test. Okay. That is smash my terminal. Oh, I've never seen that before. Don't do that. Let's do that. New terminal. Here we go. CD test. Can't say I've ever come across that. So head is essentially going to be the same. Head file, first 10 output lines of the file, and then tail would be the last 10. If we had a file long enough, we could do that. I don't really want to do it, to be honest. So tail F, output contents of the file as it grows. Tail F. Okay, so I just worked out what this command does. Not too hard. So what I've done here, I'll do a quick demonstration. So I've told Kali to ping my router and output this into our file test. So now if I go to tail F, it's essentially just watching the new input of the file. So what I'm doing this is opening the last 10 lines of test recursively. So essentially you're watching the file as it changes. So change to that, kill you. You do that by Control C, by the way, so if you ever get stuck, something's not working, try Control C. That's always a good bet. Try and save yourself. Now if we move on to SSH really kind of its own lesson, but we'll try and, well, I'll do that another time actually. Do these ones short little videos. Okay, that concludes our first section of the file commands. Thanks very much for watching. I hope it was of benefit to you. Thank you. Bye bye.